Hello, I'm Neil Whelan and welcome to the Wesleyan Podcast. In this episode, brought to you by Wesleyan Financial Services, Regional Manager Oonagh Morrison talks to Monica Pacult about Pension Awareness Week and some of the things teachers need to be aware of as they plan for retirement, whether that's imminent or still some way off. In particular, they look at the importance of understanding the benefits of the teacher's pension scheme and why having a financial review is so important. As a reminder, this podcast is for information only and doesn't constitute financial advice. But if you do need to talk to someone about your finances, I'll be back later to tell you how to get in touch with us. But for now, I'll hand you over to Oonagh. And first up, Monica.
So this week is the official Pension Awareness Week, a time in which we're all encouraged to think about our choices and goals for the future and how we might achieve those. So it's sort of, I guess, in short, about understanding what our pensions look like now and how their projected trajectory into retirement, sort of what that will look like. So if we think about teachers and education leaders specifically, many are members of the Teachers Pension Scheme, the TPS, we refer to it more as that more commonly, a scheme that offers generous benefits, but it's often described as complex. So Oonagh, in your experience, how well do you think the average teacher understands their pension?
Well, as we've talked about before, I'm 16 years now with Wesleyan, and in that I've been 13 years as an advisor, very much embedded in the profession and working directly with the teachers, and now I'm managing a team who are continuing on and with that job. If I took a spread of the clients that I've seen and the ones that I now observe my advisor seen over the years, I would say that their understanding is average. It's some know more than others, but I would say as a broad rule, the understanding of the scheme would be average across the profession.
And why do you think that is?
There's two strains to this. The first thing is the complexity of the scheme. It's undergone a lot of changes of late, and there are currently 3 different versions of the scheme that you could be a member of, although most people have a membership of 2 schemes of the available 3. That level of complexity stops almost people looking into it to an extent. It's one of those things that can appear, it's too scary, I'll look away from it for now. And the other thing is time. Teaching is a tough profession. The stresses and strains of it do take up a lot of your working week. And then a lot of people will not necessarily have the time available to them to look into it when you're then dealing with your husband, wife, kids, trying to socialise with your friends. It doesn't necessarily just nestle naturally into that time. So I'd say it's the complexity of it and the availability of time to a teacher in the profession when everyone's super busy.
Okay, thanks, Oonagh. How do you think a financial review can be useful when it comes to understanding your pension and planning for a retirement?
I think the review system that we use is very important because a pension plan or a review of your finances with regard to setting up a plan is so much more than just looking at your statement, getting someone to crunch the numbers and say, well, this is what your pension would be at, for example, age 60. The level of planning that it takes in a financial review often surprises our clients. We step mostly above and beyond what they expect us to do, especially if you're new to financial planning or you haven't done it in some time. There is a level of complexity to it that would extend way past just simply looking at the numbers. Our advisors offer holistic planning, and that means looking at your situation as a whole, taking everything into consideration for you, your partner, any family that you've got, dependents and so forth. But it's also heavily goal-based, and not everybody's goals are the same. So we will take the logistics of your finances and the numbers that are involved there, but we'll also set them against your goals and your aspirations. So a good advisor will gather a lot of information to get all of this pulled together. And as I say, it's simply not as easy as someone crunching a set of numbers from a statement that you provide and giving you an answer. It is much more comprehensive than that. And we make great use of specialist tools that we've now got, like Cashflow Modeler, that allows us to look forward with you and project changes look at other options, and literally map out what your retirement will look like for you.
Okay, thanks, Oonagh. Coming back to the cash flow modeler, could you explain a bit more about this and how it can help with retirement planning? I mean, what is the cash flow modeler?
So I love cash flow modeling, and I love watching it being done with clients. Unfortunately, it wasn't a tool available to me when I was advising, but I'm really enjoying watching it being used now. It's a digital tool, and it's an excellent way of putting something visually in front of a client that helps them understand where they're going, the trajectory that they're on, if the trajectory is right, and puts the clients in a very informed position. And all these things that you could want to do and the time frames in which you want to do them can all be plotted on the graph, changed live with you, let you go away, think about things, come back and do it again. So you can plug in things like, when is your mortgage expected to be paid off? When will your kids leave university? When does your state pension kick in? Where's that dream holiday that you're going to take in retirement? Where does that all fit in? And we build in your partner's details and their pensions as well. So basically, it's a visual representation of your current situation and also your financial future as you want it to look.
Okay, thank you. Would it be fair to say that the goal is to build a retirement where you have the right level of income and capital then at the right time? And if that's the case, how can taking specialist support help you do that?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is about. I've always said this, there is no one-size-fits-all solution for any person, be it a teacher or otherwise, that, there's a magic number that they hit in their retirement is perfect. Everyone is so different in their needs and their objectives for retirement. So we use the cash flow then to understand the bigger picture and ultimately line up when your goals and your aspirations and the cost of those are met by the pensions that you will have, both the scheme pension that you're building as a teacher and the state pension when it comes in, because the state pension now largely for a lot of people comes in much later than we would like it to. So there's a step up, maybe 6 or 7 years for a lot of people of the level of income that you receive with the state pension, but you probably wanted that on the day that you retired. So it's all about us assessing the income that you've got now, what your pension will be when it comes, cash savings that you've built up, could those be working harder for you? The tax-free cash that often comes with the teacher's pension scheme, where does that fit in? And looking along the way about if these assets that you've got are working correctly for you, are they tax efficient enough? Are you saving in the correct way? Should you be investing? And really, it helps a lot of clients that I've noticed. It helps them reduce the overwhelm that financial planning can bring if you try and do it yourself, by sitting down with an expert who is looking to help you out, but also has the technical knowledge to understand everything that you have or you could have. That's where financial planning comes into its own. And we always say this, we're absolutely not just the pension people. We have to look at the whole piece of you as an individual and your finances themselves, and look at providing you with a comprehensive plan to get you where you want to be at the right age.
Oonagh, thank you. That's been really, really insightful and helpful. Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today, but thanks again for coming on to the podcast, and we hope to have you back on again soon.
And that's our show for this week. Thank you to Monica and Oonagh. If you are looking for expert financial advice, go to wesleyan.co.uk, where you can book an appointment with one of our specialist financial advisors. Charges may apply, but we won't charge you until you've agreed the services you require and the associated costs. Find out more at wesleyan.co.uk/charges. To learn about Wesleyan more generally, you can find us on the website formerly known as Twitter, as well as over on Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn. And if you found this podcast useful, you can like and subscribe to us on all the usual platforms, as well as find us on YouTube, where there's a whole library of videos covering a wide range of financial planning topics. But that's it for now. So until next time, thanks for listening.